What's going on YouTube? Vapor Function LA here. Today, it's going to be a cloudy day. So today I'm going to be doing a review on an RTA. This RTA, I'm going to tell you a little about this thing. This thing is pretty badass. Alright, this thing is the Mutation X version 4, basically in a tank. This is the Indulgence MT RTA. I received this by LA Vapor. They sent this over for me to do on review purposes only. Alright, so let's go down and show you guys a little bit more up close of this tank. Pretty badass. This is how it looks. And let me vape on it and we will go down below. See you guys down below. Alright you guys, so now we are up close with the Indulgence MT RTA. This is an authentic RTA. This is made by the same manufacturer as the Mutation X version 4 and all the Mutation X RDAs and a lot of their products. This is made by Unicig. So this box that it comes in is a pretty hefty plastic box. Let me slide the little logo thing off for the RTA. As you can see inside, it's got all the little goodies. You got the tank and then you got an extra glass. On the back it says it comes with one mutation tank, product qualified card, instruction manual, glass chamber, 2 glass chamber O-rings, do-it-yourself build cover O-ring, and a drip tip O-ring, and you have 4 screws, 1 screwdriver, 1 silicone plug. This is 58.7 millimeters in height. Diameter is 22 millimeters, so it's going to fit on all your 22 millimeter mods. And if you put it on a box mod, it's going to look really good as well. The capacity on this is 5 milliliters of juice, and it weighs 61.2 grams. And this is made out of glass and stainless steel, and it has a typical 510 connection. So let's open this up. Alright, so as we can see, we have the tank right here. This is how the tank looks. Gave a little wash. Probably has a couple fingerprints on it. As you can see, it says Mutation. And it says Mutation Tank. And it has the Mutation X logo. On the bottom, you have Indulgence MT RTA. Got pretty nice looking machine work on here, and it has a silver plated copper 510 connection. You're getting an extra Pyrex glass. As you can see, the glass is fairly thick, but it's always good to have another one. I've never actually broken any of my tanks, but accidents do happen. And inside you have a color choice of silicone rings for your glass tank. It comes with the red ones on here, and you're getting a typical blue screwdriver, a bunch of O-rings, and a whole bunch of extra screws like I said in the beginning, and you get a couple of the clear style silicone O-rings. Alright, so I'm going to take this out of the box and set this aside right here. Set this in a safe place because I don't want it falling down. And I lift this thing out, and I'm going to get the little scratcher for the serial number on here, and underneath you have a whole bunch of instructions and stuff. Alright, so the instructions that it comes with, a little manual, basically tells you how to take it apart, how to clean it, and how to build on here, and how to fill it. So we're going to get into that just a moment. And here's the qualified card where you can put your product number, model number, and inspector, stamped pass, and production date. It does not say, and then it says Indulgence on the back. Alright, so that's all done. Let's get into the tank. So this tank is a pretty cool tank. I was wondering in the beginning, as you can see as the airflow on the bottom, it has really huge airflow options on the bottom. But look at this side. This side has a giant airflow. And I was really curious on what exactly that does and why it's so huge. As you can see, this side's real small, this side's huge. What they wanted to do is give you the option to run this in single coil mode. As you can see, both air slots on the bottom are really big and they're the same size, but the ring on the bottom has one huge slit on the bottom and the other side is the same size as all the other holes. It took me a couple minutes to figure this RDA out because I was really curious on what that thing did. As you can see, I have this closed off right now. See this air hole on the bottom? When you take this one, and the air hole is right here, when you take this and you slide this over, it changes it into single coil mode. So your single coil is going to be on this side of the tank, and as you can see, this side is closed off. Got a little bit of shadow there, and as you can see that the whole airflow chamber is completely wide open. And when you slide it back over here, the other side is now wide open as well. One thing I like about this tank is it's a top fill tank, so it gives you the option just to unscrew this and you have the fill plug right here. One real easy way to fill this thing that I found, because a lot of people are really kind of mad about how their design is because they're saying that there's no way for the pressure to come out of here. What you got to do is when you fill this, you have to tip it to the side and put your juice in and leave the air gap on the top. That's why it's so big. I've managed to fill it all the way up to the top. Alright, so let's take this thing apart and show you a little bit more about it. So you just got to basically unscrew the top. There we go. As you can see, I have this silicone plug on here that's a little bit stuck on the top. It's supposed to stay on the glass tank. That's just because I just washed this thing and it is still a little wet, so it decided to stay on there. This is the top part on the back side where you fill it. Machine work is 100% great quality. And as you see inside, this is the tank. So let's pop this glass off, set this down, pull this plug out. You have the juice channels. It has 4 juice channels on here. So you can actually stick your wicks out if you would like, and you can also tuck them into the chamber as well. Let me unscrew the chimney. This chimney is a 2-piece chimney, but I have not been able to unscrew the top one. All the threading on here is really smooth. It's really good machined threading. It's been really buttery when I take it off. This is your RDA style build deck, and I've built 20 gauge coil on here. I've done a 6-wrap 20 gauge, and it's been really perfect. As you can see in here, you can tuck in your wicks all the way back into the juice well because it has a juice well. It's the shape of an X. Not sure if you guys can see it, but it does have really huge protruding airflow, and the juice channels go all the way around the airflows. On here, they give you a silicone plug where if you want to have the option to keep it just a single coil, you're going to have to pop this plug in right here. And you will not have any airflow because you'll close it off over here and you won't have any juice coming in as well to flood your tank and leak out. So that's a pretty cool option right there. I did not press this down all the way, but that's how it should look. All in all, this is a pretty good built RTA. I'm really enjoying it. The bottom piece down here for the airflow options, it has that single O-ring down here, and it's really easy to pop on and off, but it will not pop off on its own though. As you can see, it kind of takes a little bit of force, but it's really easy to slide around, and the O-ring is not juiced up whatsoever. So I'm guessing using silicone O-rings, those clear ones, makes it a lot easier to slide anything. I've never had any tolerance issues with this RTA, and everything's been really good for this thing. Alright, so let's throw a build on this thing and we'll come back up and vape on it. Alright, so now we are ready to build this thing. Got the coils all ready, and we are gonna go and throw this thing together. Alright, so I'm just going to put this on my little ohm reader so I can build on it. Alright, I have two 3mm coils, 5 wrap, 22 gauge nichrome 80. Alright, so let's insert these coils into the RTA. Get this one in here. What I like to do is pre-bend my coils before I snip them, just so I get the measurements just right. Tighten down the negative lead. And for the positive lead, let's just adjust this real quick. Adjust one of the positive leads. Really liking how this has an RDA style building deck, just because it makes it so easy with that T-post design. So now let's snip these leads so we can get the other side on. Alright, we have this clipped and it's ready. Clipped real clean. And where are we running at? Just grab my pliers. Pinch it real quick. Don't have my ceramics on me. Alright, so I got the cotton ready and I was just pre-testing one of them. As you can see, I'm doing the Scottish roll technique. It's like a kind of almost like rolling a blunt. It's funny, I'm saying like I'm in the hood. Rolling a blunt. The Scottish roll, then you have multiple layers for it to wick up. Alright, so let's take this RTA and let's take it on my mod real quick. Pulse it up. Then we're going to check the ohms. See, we got some hot legs right there. Hasn't even gotten to that nice blue color yet. My best technique with making these coils glow is to make it even. So you take your tweezers or a flathead screwdriver, you heat it up red hot, and just strum it like a violin. Strum it like a harp. Get that beautiful music coming out of your coils. And just that will make it glow perfectly. It's looking good. Let these coils cool down, and let's put the wick on there. Alright, so let's get this wick up on here. Alright, twisted this thing all up. Got it real ready. Pull through. Pull this bad boy right through there. Pull it back and forth a little bit. I like doing that as a technique. It kind of gives it a little bit more shreddings. As you can see, this one, I'm going to prepare this one. Kind of stretching it. And then I'm going to start twisting the side so I can get it to go through. Twisting the side so I can get it to go through. This one is a lot more fat than the other one, so I gotta rip some off. Tug on it some more. There we go. Pull this bad boy through. Not too tight, not too loose. I like to give it a little bit of play. Because your cotton, when it's wet, it tends to swell up. So then that there is going to get a lot more thicker when you have your RDA. It's going to get a lot more thicker when your thing's all juiced up. Fluff this thing out a little bit. I like to take my really sharp tweezers and just like scrape it. Just get this thing all thick and fluffy. Perfect. Alright, now measure down, cut it, looking sexy. One a little bit longer. Alright, so all we're going to do now is take this and shove this down in the juice flow. A little chamber down there. Nice and fluffy. Get one down. 3 more to go. As you can see, I stuffed this bad boy down there. Alright, got 2 more to go, so take that, stuff it down. Get nice in there so it wicks up real nice. Stuff it all down there in the juice chamber. I'm really liking how it has an open juice well. Because the juice can just go down in there, and even behind your airflow there'll be juice down in your juice well just sitting there if the wick has not picked it up yet. But when you wick it like this, it wicks really fast. One thing I forgot to mention, on this top part, it does come with a removable 510 drip tip. When I first got this thing, I thought that this was a stainless steel drip tip, and I thought it was going to get hot. But when I pulled it apart, this whole drip tip is made out of Delrin. Forgot to mention that earlier. It's actually pretty cool. It only has kind of like a sleeve on here, that's stainless steel, and it has that concave design on the inside, and the rest of it's Delrin on the inside. Alright, so the juice that I'm going to be using today is Gummy Glue by the Lost Art. This is a pretty good e-liquid. I've got like a little bit more than half the bottle left. I'm going to juice this thing up. Make sure my cotton's nice and juiced before I close the top off. Juicing up really quick. There you go, nice and juiced. A little test fire. Give it a little more juice. Alright, so let's put this chimney on. Alright, as you can see, we've got the wick hanging out a little bit. But all of the wick is exposed now on all the sides of the chimney. Alright, there we go. We're all set and ready. So let's take this off, make sure it's not shorting out or anything before we fill it up with juice. Sure we're safe. And we are running at 0.16 ohms. Yeah, seems about right. 0.16. Alright, to assemble this thing, first thing I do is I take the glass and I pop these silicone O-rings on here. Since it looks really good on my box, I'm using the red ones. But I'm going to receive another box mod in the mail really soon. And you'll probably see me rock these blue ones, because the blue ones are going to look really sick on this box mod that I'm getting in. I'm going to be doing a review on that thing, but it's a surprise because it's pretty freaking awesome. Alright, so we got that. That thing's tight. Pop that on there. It should slide real easy. Alright, so there we go. We're halfway done. We're going to get this chimney. As you can see, it has the threading down there with the O-ring, so we're going to have to lightly push down and then twist. Let's go start threading on there. To tighten it down, now you can see the chimney is now snug. So my method of filling this thing is I'll usually leave the airflow open, and I'm going to take the juice and I'll show you guys right on camera. Let me get like a napkin or something to make sure it's not going to drip down. So alright, so right here, my method of filling. Throw on here as well. So I can set it down for you guys. I get a pretty solid syringe full, and I take it right here, as you can see, right at the edge, and I drop it in. And as you can see, the air bubbles just escape real easy. Look at it from the side as I fill it. And I will show you guys as proof that you can fill this tank completely all the way. So I've seen one other reviewer show this tank and he said you can't fill it all the way. I'll prove you guys wrong. There you go, it looks full to me. Alright, so the trick is to filling this thing. When you put the cap on, I'm not sure if a lot of people know about this, but this is a very helpful tip for tanks that are RTAs, because a lot of people just put the top cap on when it's a top fill and they end up flooding their tank and it gets all over the place and it comes out the air channels and it really is horrible at the end of the day. So what you do is you start screwing this on, but that right there is going to build pressure inside the deck or inside the tank itself. So what we're going to do is, while I twist it on, I'm going to flip it upside down and let the air bubbles go to the top, and then there you go. There's not going to be any juice that comes out, as you can see. Perfect. Alright, so this is how the tank looks with a whole bunch of juice inside. It's filled all the way to the top, and it looks very tasty. So let me take you guys back up to FaceTime and we will talk on it and vape on it. Alright you guys, so we are back and I'm going to blow an amazing cloud of this thing because this thing is really impressing me. Here we go. This thing is chucking the clouds, seriously. The Indulgence MT tank is amazing. This is an awesome RTA. You guys see me build it. And one thing I just want to show you is my battery is not even a full battery and it's chucking crazy clouds. As you can see, my battery is only at 3.95 or 4 and it's chucking crazy ass clouds. I'm really loving this tank. I haven't had any problems whatsoever with it. It's been amazing to me building it. It has awesome clearances. I haven't had a short whatsoever. My coils clear everything. And wicking this thing has awesome wicking. It's never ever gave me a dry hit after hit after hit. I built it with 20 gauge 6 wrap dual coil nichrome 80 and it was a crazy build, and I wanted to take it up a little bit more of a notch by doing a 22 gauge 5 wrap, and it heats up really quick and it's putting out amazing clouds. If you guys want to pick one of these up, they're around $39.99 at LA Vapor. The price may be a little bit lower. The price is based off a lot of other prices online. I've seen the price up there. This is a really affordable RTA. It's really good. It's really worth the buy. Airflow on this thing is amazing. The drip tip, like I showed you at the very end, this thing is Delrin. It doesn't get hot. It has a sleeve over the top that's stainless steel, so it looks really good on the RTA. Juice wise, the only con that is just my thing is this thing eats juice like crazy, but that is a good thing because you're getting a lot more flavor and you're getting a whole lot more vapor, and it is really good. Let me take another vape on this. Chucking crazy clouds. If I ever lost this thing, would I buy another one? Yes, I would. I actually want to buy another one just because I have this one with the red silicone. I want to have another one on another mod with the other color silicone. Have blue, and I know they sell a whole bunch of different colors out there for a lot of tanks. I'm pretty sure that they'll work on this as well. The threads on here are buttery smooth. The juice is really easy to fill. It doesn't leak. It's really easy to build on. The build deck is really good. It's RDA style. They're trying to get it as good as possible as RDA style deck. It's basically the Mutation version 4 deck, and they wanted to make the juice well just about the same, like the same deepness of it. And you have the 4 juice wells for the wicking, and this thing is just juiced all the time, coming out crazy with crazy flavor, crazy clouds. I'm never getting gurgling hits. I'm never getting any spit back. I'm never getting any leakage to the air holes or anything. And I've left this thing on the side. I've left it upside down. I just want to test to see if it leaks or not, and this thing doesn't leak. It's an amazing tank. You guys can pick one up at LA Vapor. I'll leave their address on the end of the video and down below in the description. And their Instagram, you guys can message them and they can probably sell you one through their Instagram and ship it out to you, because their website isn't really updated. It's lavapor.com. They're planning on updating their website so more people can buy it, but they're mostly just doing wholesale, and they have their storefront, and it's a really big shop in LA, and it's an amazing shop. So if you guys want to check them out, it's an amazing shop. Check out their Instagram. If you want to pick up one of these tanks, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be on sale because they beat a lot of people's prices out there. That's pretty much all I can say about this thing. Like I always say, please like and subscribe. Every comment helps. I'm loving you guys' comments. I have a whole bunch of people that I'm going to do shout outs for, that they always leave comments on my videos because they're awesome people. And I have other YouTubers that I talk to all the time. I will do some shout outs for them as well pretty soon. Stay strong, vape on, peace.
Circulate, let the dollar circulate.